Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my Fortnite PvE updates. This here is a little bit of talking and clips from my gaming during the second week of 2018, and it has been a slow week for me. Oh yes it has. I have been playing less than half than what I thought I would be doing, but real life, loads of exam preparations and work related things has just been crazy, but I have been playing, and when I have been playing, it has mostly been with some of you guys, and of course some random pickup groups, having loads of fun. Some of the things that I wanted to highlight in this video is that relay missions is an ongoing thing. A lot of you guys still need help with what it is. We had a legendary, really amazing Outlander that we could buy for this event currency this week, and I decided not to grab her, even though she is the best looking Outlander like I could have gotten, in my opinion. I just have like 4 Outlanders or something like that with similar abilities that are legendary, and I don't really use them, so yeah, I decided to not really spend my time trying to obtain her as well. The thing I wanted to touch that I've been talking with a few players about this week is these encampments, the monster encampments, and this can be said for build the radar grids as well. You get a completion bonus each time you either build a radar tower or take down one of these monster encampments, and you can actually see what those are by hovering the icon, but that's like another thing. A lot of players, especially players in the lower tier of the game, newer players, have this idea that the most important thing is the completion rewards for the map, because that is where they are in the game, and you don't need to complete all of these. There is a cap to when you actually get the best reward for completing the level, so you don't really need to do all the super camps in order to get them, but you do get the completion rewards for the individual camps. So if, for instance, you need materials for weapons, traps, whatever it may be, and the encampments give those, then it's a good idea to keep pushing on, because the rewards there are freaking awesome, even once you push forward after 2 super encampments to get the last. It can be a really good idea, and also a really cool challenge. In my last video for the Fortnite PvE, I showed this tiny instrument of death, but I didn't have it this time around. I've been able to pick one up, and I wanted to show it to you guys a little bit more in detail. It's not something I have crafted, not my schematic, that is why it doesn't have any attributes or abilities, but just wanted to give like a little bit more insight into what it is here, because it's a really fun weapon. As you can see, it's an energy weapon, and it has an explosive projectile that you can move around. So when you fire this projectile, it kind of moves the same way as you do with your mouse. It is super fun, and I see absolutely no practical uses for this in the game, but it is one of those really fun weapons that I would actually like to have a schematic for, just because it's super crazy, and it may even be a bit easier for you guys to see how it works now that I'm going to be dropping it to It's Me or Dad, because my screen is like all fizzly when I move the mouse so much, which is also why I don't really think it's like an ideal functional counter weapon, because it's like super crazy to use. But the concept, I think it's so amazing. It's like, I want more of this stuff in the game. I don't really need another weapon with like 99.9% similarity with what I have. I want new, cool, fun, crazy stuff with abilities that could potentially be amazing, but may also just be, oh yeah, that's fun kind of stuff. That is, at least for the PvE part of the gaming, that is the stuff I would really like to see more of. So yeah, Storm Shield defenses is something I've had a lot of fun doing as well, playing my ninja, of course, because she is amazing at doing that. I wanted to highlight something here just because I noticed that It's Me or Dad didn't really have jump pads in his base. As your Storm Shield defense base gets larger, it's a really good idea to place jump pads around the area, because you don't have that much time in between the waves, and as you progress in the game, you're going to be having very likely larger bases and a more difficult terrain to move from one part of the base to the other. So having these jump pads will allow the players that come there to help you to do it more efficiently. Also had some fun playing in Annapolis here, met David Biter 31. Thank you very much for giving me a thumbs up in there. That was super cool. It is always really amazing when I meet some of you guys that also actually know about my YouTube channel and we get a chance to play together. So thank you guys very much for that. I was perhaps being a bit too cocky while playing this one here because I'm playing my constructor, as I really like to do when doing Atlas type missions, and it's like almost guaranteed win just placing down the base and waiting out the time, because it's just about waiting out time. But as you can see here, Atlas B and C, and those were the ones I covered, actually took some splash damage from the lobbers, so yeah, that was a bit embarrassing, but we did manage to do very decently anyway. We got one of the good chests, and that is always a nice thing, especially when you are in the part of the game where progression is something that happens a lot faster and where you can take a bit more advantage of the rewards directly from these different missions. Was also very lucky to play with the Maybe Botox, and again, it's me, your dad, and I joined in on one of these, actually one of my favorite missions in the game, these server missions. And the reason why I wanted to include it in the video here is just because this is the way to do it, in my opinion. You select one of the servers only, and you defend that. Meaning that you have a very small area, just like when you have a balloon or an Atlas. That is all you need to defend. Of course, it won't give you a good rewards chest for completing the mission if you only save one server, but it makes it insanely easy to complete this map, and I know so many players out there are having problems with these investigate the research lab kind maps, so yeah, just focus on one of them, build a defense. Another thing I haven't been talking about is these here, the mimics, and these are amazing. Always been a sucker for mimics, like in role-playing days many years ago. When somebody activates a mimic, everybody can see it. You can also see them move around on the map, and they're not to be like taken too lightly if you're playing on a power level that matches up with what you have. They deal a lot of damage and they are super aggressive, so taking them out is going to give a chest reward for all the players, and of course the ones that have been actively helping in the area are going to be getting a better one. Last thing I wanted to include is this here. When you're playing survivor missions, sometimes you have husks that get stuck. As you can see here, we just have a few hands sticking out. Now they're gone, and this here is the survivor running away from these husks that should have been chasing them, but some of them are stuck in here in the wall, and yeah. You can sometimes hit them, sometimes you can't, then you're going to have to use some kind of an area effect, such as the smoke bomb, or you can even use a rocket launcher to splash damage in through the walls. So guys, that was pretty much what I had to share for my Week 2 2018 Fortnite PvE gaming. As always guys, thank you very much for watching.